Hello everyone, I'll shoot another one from the hip, and this one will be a positive video because the last one was a bit filled with vitriol and nobody likes that. I'll give you 10 reasons why we love last Epoch, and because I believe there needs to be balance in the universe, I'll give you a few negatives at the end, but I'll fully explain and detail everything I'll say. Without further ado, let's get straight into business. Number 1. Crafting in this game is a breath of fresh air. You don't feel like playing slot machines every time you want to do something, you know. You still have a lot of RNG embedded into the system, but it's not to the extent of Path of Exile 2. Or hell, even Diablo 4. As long as you have crafting potential on an item, you are good to go. And of course, if you have free slots on a piece of gear. What I love about this more is the fact that you are doing deterministic crafting early game, mostly, because you are limited by shitty weapons with little crafting potential, and armor of course, and all kinds of gear. But later, when you try to craft exalted pieces of gear that have a lot of crafting potential, you engage with more random runes and glyphs. So there's way more to this than it first seems, you know, this crafting system. This is why I'm saying all the time, it's the best one. So early game feels good while not trivializing the end game. When I say this is the best crafting system in any ARPG I've played, I mean it, and I really mean it. With the latest update, they even added a feature that lets you melt those useless set items nobody wants, so you can craft the set bonuses on any piece of gear you can. So good, so good. It still needs to be of the same type though, so yeah, don't get your hopes way up there. Number 2. Difficulty scaling. The campaign is easy, as it should be, allowing you to experiment with different builds and abilities, and the end game, depending on your gear, and at the end game, depending on your gear and corruption level, the game scales as much as you can handle, but the curve is something like this. It's smooth. So in this game, you don't have to be a genius to figure out a starter build. Everything works, honestly. You don't have to theorycraft for days. Almost anything can get you through the campaign, and that feels good. The leveling curve feels fair, and loot progression is satisfying without constant grinding. Number 3. In-game loot filter. This is very good, allowing you to get as much or as little and focused loot as you want. You can tailor the loot filter for your build or builds, because you can put in your loot filter items for every S tier build you want, for example. It's a blessing to not be shown the entire spam of items you'll get from the endgame encounters, you know, and it's easy to import or edit. Number 4. All sorts of quality of life features. Well, pretty much everything I say in this video falls into this category, but for example, did you know that you can open the forge by pressing F? Wait for it. Anywhere? Yeah, anywhere. If you're low on space and if you are inside the echo, just press F and melt some items. And if you didn't know about this, how about you hit that subscribe button? And there are tons of features like this, by the way, that remove friction, you know. The game lets you enjoy the loot hunting process. Number 5. Target farming and chase items. Although I said this game showers you with loot, you still need to push the end game as far as you can and start target farming some of the juicy items. You want a good rolled unique piece of gear with at least 2 legendary potential. Anything above 2 is like you're hunting unicorns, really. I mean, I saw items with 3 or even 4, but those are usually low-level uniques that have a high chance of dropping anyway. But one of the rare ones are having chances like this. 1 in 481 millions. Fuck. That's a lot of grinding, guys. And by the way, chances of this dropping is already low, even without legendary potential. So, oh my god. Yeah, just think about it. With 1 legendary potential, it has 1 in 8 chances. That's already low, and it's 1 legendary potential is shit. You want 2, at least. For 2, it's 1 in 236. I wish you good luck. So what I'm trying to get to is, in this game you can be as hardcore as you want. You will not run out of things to get if you want your characters to be perfect. Number 6. There are a lot of build guides for last Epoch, making it easy to get into, but beware. most of those guides don't tell you how long your farm will be if you want decent gear. Anyway, the idea is they will get you to a point where your real grind for those best in slot items start. But yeah, just keep in mind number 5 because it's not easy. So beware, some builds that require a lot of uniques to get their engines going, don't do those as the league starts because you'll struggle a bit, you know, until you get all of them. Number 7, the store is really fair in this game, no stash tabs and other shenanigans, only cosmetics. Enough said about this, so yeah, this is number 7. It's really cool. Number 8, you can create as many stash tabs as you want, as long as you have the gold. And you'll have enough gold. And the highlight for me is the affinity system, like the one in Path of Exile, but in this game, it's exquisite. With those settings, you can drop items straight into your desired tab, and you have a lot of settings. You basically have a setting for every little shit you can think of. It's that good. It's like a loot filter or something, but reversed loot filter, whatever. So if you want to just do echoes and worry about sorting the shit out later, you can do that just fine with minimal downtime. Just create a couple of dump tabs and sort the items later. Easy. Number 9, offline mode. Enough said. This is a rare feature these days. If you're an antisocial prick like me, you'll love it. Or yeah, if you live in Australia, I send you thoughts and prayers and try the offline mode. Number 10, solo cell found. Yay, solo cell found. This feature doesn't feel like shit in this game, unlike... No, I said only positive in this. I'll stay positive. Take 2. Solo cell found doesn't feel like shit in this game, unlike Path of Exile 2. I'm sorry. You actually have increased loot drops and other buffs, so you can progress even when playing by yourself, you know. I have never engaged in trading in this game. I don't even know how it works. I mean, I have a rough idea. You can join a guild something and then you can trade with players, but I don't know how you actually trade with players. So I hear it works, but I don't give a shit. Now a bonus positive. This one came to me after I wrote the script for this, and this is the proof that last Epoch devs are in for the fun. Just look at this footage and see for yourself. 0 fucks were given when these types of ecos were designed. 100% disregard of balanced gameplay or performance. Yeah, my 4090 cried yesterday during one of these, and yeah, I had between 5 and 9 FPS, I believe, because of the unlucky mix of shrines I got, I guess, I don't know. On a serious note now, this is peak ARPG gameplay. I'm sorry, but I have fun doing this. When I enter one of these, it's not the rush to get out as fast as possible, no. I want to get all shrines, and that's my number 1 aim, and number 2 is to kill everything on that map and see what crazy combos I get. I don't know, it's fun. That one is very fun. And as I said at the beginning of this video, nothing is perfect, not even last Epoch. So yeah, I prepared a few negatives now. Just balance things out. Number 1, the combat, well, is fast-paced and fun, feels weightless, you know. That's because of multiple reasons. The 2 reasons that come to mind are the screen shake and the animations of your character. See, when you do a screen shake effect, you want it to have a low point. It starts like this. A high point, it goes like this, it accelerates, and then fades to 0. So it's like this. Whatever, you got it. In last Epoch, it's like this. It's 100% fucking the same start to finish. And it's very short, because the combat is very fast paced indeed. They didn't have time, or maybe it's in my mind, maybe it's accelerating and decelerating. But because it's too short, I have the impression it's the same all the way. And that feels like shit. And that's one reason. The second one is animations. When you have snappy animations like in this game, when you press a button immediately, it's not like in Diablo 4 where your barbarian does like an attack like this. You know? It's not like this. In last Epoch it's snappy, it's instant, So devs, and again, eliminated or shortened all animation blends and stuff, so it feels weightless. Yeah. But this is why. At least this is my opinion. Number 2. Campaign difficulty is too low. It's too easy, guys. It's too easy. Now, for someone like me who plays these seasonal ARPGs multiple times per season, I enjoy the fast and easy campaign. I love it. But I can see someone will feel it's a bit boring when there's nothing posing a threat to you, right? I'll show you my pro difficulty curve graph I did where I tried to compare Path of Exile 2 with last Epoch. And not because I want to shit more on Path of Exile 2. I did that in this video, just for you to have a rough idea how is this game's difficulty, in my opinion at least. Now, obviously, I pulled this out of my ass. Whatever. I wanted to expand on that joke, but I'll stop here. But I don't think it's that out of touch. You'll notice the difference at the start of the campaign, right? I mean, that's obvious. It's night and day. And that's with the fresh league starter characters, by the way. It goes without saying that with Twin Gear, Path of Exile graph comes down dramatically. So basically it shrinks and somewhat matches the last Epoch, but not really. It retains its shape. They just hug a little bit, you know, but they're not overlapping. And that's what I want you to focus when you think about the difficulty of last Epoch's campaign. What graph makes more sense to you? I let you think for a second. The green one, obviously. As you progress through the endgame, it becomes increasingly difficult, as it should. I'm pretty sure the graphs meet at some point, but yeah. And the last Epoch, it feels like it's not natural progression, you know. It doesn't feel forced artificially like the orange one. Number 3. Zones entrances have a big radius, so you often go back the way you came right after you zone in. That's so annoying. This happens from day one, by the way. It's so fucking annoying. So, let's say you enter into a zone. Picture it as a map. Entrance is on the south and exit is in the north. You enter a zone and you start clearing and doing your slalom through all that bullshit and you exit. You load in the next area. Oh, I'm getting pissed only thinking about this. And you click to move, to start moving, to start clearing again the next zone. And because you click, you zone in back to the previous zone because the fucking hitbox of those entrances are this big. And listen to this. It's not like you load back at the end of the previous zone. No. No, that would make sense, right? Sometimes you load back at the beginning in the south and you need to start doing it all over again. It's so annoying. And sometimes the mobs respawn. I don't know if this is still the case, but this is how it was, I'm pretty sure. And it was so fucking annoying to clear the map 2 times. In a campaign that's easy, you basically don't need to grind. And the game forces you to grind because you misclicked. Whatever. So just to give the devs some constructive feedback on this, take the spawn points on every map and move them out of the way just a couple of meters, 5 meters, and take every collision box or hitbox or whatever you call it in your engine that represents the portals and shrink them a bit by 30%. Fixed. And do that on everything. Thank you. Number 4. Endgame was a bit boring, but with the latest patch it got improved to some extent. We have more ways to target farm gear and that's good. That's awesome. I'm afraid they'll have to keep introducing more and more methods of target farming stuff as long as they keep introducing more and more gear, because obviously the pool of items increases, the pool of helmets, for example, increases. So when you target farm helmets, you'll find less and less times what you want, what you actually want. So I feel they need to keep up with the pool of items increasing by giving more ways to target farm easier. You got the idea. So yeah, last time I played this game, I farmed 500 ecos for 2 pieces of gear. This is again at number 4 because I want it to be clear how hard it is to actually find some of the rare, legendary, unique items with legendary potential. Oh my god, I already talked about this earlier, but now I give you some raw numbers. For 2 items, I found almost 500 echoes, and I got them both at the end, and only one had 1 legendary potential, and that's, as I said, it's whatever. We want at least 2. So yeah, I feel the farming for best in slot gear is a bit excessive, but sure. That's why they are called chase items after all. All good. And this is it with the video, guys and girls. Today I had some time and I thought I'd push 2 videos as I won't have time for a while, I believe. I'll do the late reviews of Assassin's Creed Shadows and the first Berserker Kazan next. Very late reviews. I'm a professional, what can I say? I didn't have time to work on those as they are bigger videos that require at least a day of editing and voice recording. If you want to help me grow this community and bring you more reviews and whatnot, consider liking and subscribing. Wink wink, because the algorithm hates small YouTubers and my videos are barely visible to anyone. Listen, I tested this with all my friends. I said, bro, go on YouTube, go on incognito mode and don't look for what you look for usually when you are in that mode, and search for defensive games, whatever new video I made, just to see how further down the list that video was. A lot of times they couldn't even fucking find it. And trust me, I gave them the entire title. So they searched for the exact title. This is why people are begging for likes and subscribes. Listen, don't subscribe if you're not interested. Take a look at my channel. If you fancy half of it, I say pull the trigger, because I'm trying to improve by every video I make. I'm trying to be more, I don't know, funny. I'm working on my tempo. I'm working on my English, because I'm East European, if you didn't know. So yeah, it's a struggle with YouTube. Thanks for watching anyway. Bye!